Well, I'm on the farm today. I've got the John Deere 535 round baler. I don't have it hooked up to the John Deere 505 5D yet. But what I do have hooked up are the two hydraulic lines that operate this twine arm. And this twine arm is out of adjustment. It puts too much twine on this side of the bale and not enough on that side of the bale. Like on that side, the twine stops about 12 inches before the edge. But the immediate need right now is, if you can look at this twine arm is banging into the bottom side of this knife, and there are slots. It's hard to see, but there are slots on this bracket, and I need to bring this thing up, and I need to bring it up so it just goes through there with zero interference. So I don't know if you can see that or not, but there's a slot right there, and there's one on the other side, 2 bolts, and this thing was all the way down. And what's happening is it's interfering with this is interfering with the back of this little plate right here. It's almost like a guard, and I got to do a little bit of bending on that, and I'll address that here in just a minute. But what I want to do is try to push this thing up, all the way up, and that's about as good as I can get. So let me come back. So I don't know if you could see it or not, but this bracket right here, it's just really hard to see under here. This thing should come down like that and make a little bit of a turn. Well, it's gotten bent inward, and can you see that deformed area right there? And I need to kind of bend that back out. Really, it needs to be taken off and maybe welded back together. Maybe I can get it to where it's somewhat flush. And I think what's going on here, well, I'm not sure what's going on. All I know is it's I don't know if you can see that or not, but it is, without a doubt, it's distorted. So I need to address that. All right, a couple things here. This panel that was in behind the knife back there, I unbolted it and took it loose. You see how it's kind of, I don't know what ripped that and what got into it, but I need to beat that back into place and maybe put a weld on it. Maybe beat this thing straight. It's supposed to have a little bit of a bend inward like that, but maybe get this straightened up and put a weld on it to kind of close that up again. So I'm gonna leave that off for right now. All right, so I got this bracket tightened down. It's in the slots. I don't know if you can see that or not. Slots up here somewhere. There's some slots in there. And the bolts to them are over here on the back side. So I think I got that set. So even though this twine arm is, you know, like 2 inches from the edge, there's a bracket. You see, I gotta make this work. There's a bracket right back here. I'm telling you, this is some tedious filmography. This little bracket right here, that's what keeps the twine from being like an inch or whatever, 2 inches off the end of the bale. So that guy right there, as I measure it, to the edge of the bale is basically going to be about 4 3/4, something like that. So ideally, this twine arm should stop on the other side a similar distance. So let me cycle it over to the other side and I'll come back. I don't know if you can see that or not. Right there's the end of the twine, and trust me, the tube comes off here. It's kind of getting dark, but the end of that tube should be anywhere from 3.5 to 5 1/4. 3 1/4 to 5 1/4. Well, it's right on to the center of that tube is right at 5 1/4, which puzzles me because that should be a good, that should be okay. That matches up from the edge of the bale casing to here with what's going on with that little bracket right there. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it. So I'm not sure why, but it appears that so previously where the edge of that where the edge of this tape measure is 1 foot, and that's basically where I'm getting my, that's basically where the string was falling, is right in here. But as I look at it, it looks to me like this guy right here is just about ready to make contact with this roller. So I got to figure out what to do about that. Well, I'll come back. It's really close, but it doesn't appear to be touching. I don't know if you can see that or not. It's really close right there, but it's not touching. And see if I can get a little better angle in here. Hold on. All right, I don't know if you can see it, but that's really close, but it's not touching. So that gives me some ease. The problem I got is I'm out of adjustment. I know that's hard to see, but so this thing can be lowered, and the way you do it is you take the shims out here, move them from down here to up here to give yourself some space. So when I go back and measure, Again, I'm seeing 5.5. I'm not seeing, you know, another 6 inches over. This thing looks to me like it's adjusted just like it should be. I was concerned that this twine arm was coming down and rubbing up against this roller right here, but that doesn't appear to be the problem. And I'm sure this thing doesn't move. I feel certain this thing doesn't move. So I don't know why I mean, if I measure 6 inches over, if I measure 6 inches over, the twine is going on the bale like right about there instead of right here. So I'm not sure what's going on, but it appears to me that it is adjusted properly. That rod right there and this the twine arm position right here, it looks to me like it's adjusted properly. And so I'm not sure what's going on, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to give this baler a try, and just see how it does. Maybe there's some hay building up in here that's keeping the twine from going over, you know, to that side. I really don't know what's going on, but still in a learning curve on this baler. So what I'm going to do is I'll kind of wrap this video up here. So I'm going to say that with the exception of putting some grease to this thing and maybe tightening a chain a little bit, I'm going to take it to the field. I'll put this I'll get this plate straightened out and welded back together and put it back in there. But I think this baler is ready to go, and I'm hoping that we can chalk up the issues I've had, the operator error. And I mean, outwardly this baler looks like it's in pretty good shape. It's had some bales going through it, but it's had some bales going through it, but it doesn't appear to be abused, you know. Some of these things, I'm not saying it won't happen to me, but some of these things, these door panels are all banged up and bent. So let me stop the video right there, and if I can get a little footage of what this thing looks like after I bend it straight, I'll get my brother. He's a top-notch welder. I'll get him to weld that little split right there closed, and maybe get this thing back on the baler. Alright, just a little follow-up here at the end of the video. My brother, we straightened this thing out and he welded it up, and I need to paint it, put it back on the baler, and we should be ready to go. Alright, that's the video, the John Deere 335. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see if we can make some round bales here. We got some rain coming tomorrow. The Hurricane Helene came through, the remnants of it, the tropical storm yesterday. It was actually sunny this morning, but it's supposed to clear out to some extent later next week, and I'm going to bale what I can with my kicker wagons that I have empty, and the rest of it's going in round bales, and then we're going to set our sights on 2025. So again, hope you enjoyed the video. Hit the like button, subscribe, comment, share, and we'll talk to you later.